Let's start simple. I get into a car and start driving while explaining what we will do today. Speed cameras have been in the game for a while now. They check how fast vehicles are moving, and here is one of them. Our goal is clear: record the highest possible speed. It doesn't matter how, as long as we follow the game's rules. No file modifications and stuff like that. Right now my record is about 230 km/h, so breaking it for the first time should be easy. Let's begin with the classic method, on wheels. First up, the Bugatti Chiron Super Sport 610 Plus Pro Max Ultra Mini. Let's see what speed I can reach with it. The Bugatti was surprisingly easy to control, so next I will try the Koenigsegg Regera. This car looks absolutely stunning, but let's see if it drives as beautifully. On the first attempt I broke the record. Now it's 356 km/h. To get more serious, I will switch the driving mode. The rear wing should help with acceleration and keeping the car stable. And yes, another record. But this is starting to feel a little boring, right? Time to switch to the Jesko. My goal: hit 400 km/h. A few tries later, mission accomplished. Too easy and too slow. To go higher, I will need to bend the rules a bit, but still within the game's mechanics. Now I will try pulling cars using knots. By holding Ctrl I can see the knot structure of a car. If I grab one and pull it sharply, the car launches forward. But this will be harder than I thought. There are two big problems to solve: the speed camera detection zone and what kind of speed does it record. Airspeed is what I need for obvious reasons. Testing time. Let me strip this car down to its bare frame, because we need to know which part of the car the camera detects. After some tests, here is what I found. This is the place where detection begins. The camera records airspeed and it detects the main chassis of the car. Now with this knowledge, let's start pulling cars like crazy. And this took forever. I tested different cars, checked which parts were easiest to grab, and even crashed the game multiple times. I've never had so many simulation stops in my entire time playing BeamNG.drive. Of course, I couldn't record everything, my disk space isn't unlimited, but at one point, while double checking if the camera detects only car frame, something unexpected happened. Probably when I ripped the car apart, the camera registered a random part at its insane speed. But since I didn't see it happen live and had no footage, I didn't count it as a record. So now my goal was not just set very high speed, but beat this weird record that we already have. So next I decided to check if the camera detects non-vehicle objects, like a ball for example. But probably while making my own ball mod, I've broken balls that originally was in the game. So instead of a ball I switched to a log. At first I chose the wrong configuration, too heavy, but that was the least of my problems. The plan was simple: pull the log really fast so it flies through the camera detection zone. And yes, the camera does register logs. But the top speed I could get this way was only about 350 km/h. I played with the log for over an hour. I recorded some of it, but honestly there just wasn't enough storage for all the footage. Then came the next evolution of the strategy. Here is what I did. First of all, slow down time, then gently pull the log as far as possible, At the very end, increase the pulling force and speed up the time. This massively boosted the speed, but a new problem appeared. The log kept missing the camera detection zone. This was by far the dumbest part of the process. I had to repeat the same thing over and over, hoping the log trajectory would finally align with the camera.
This is probably the hardest thing I've ever done in BeamNG. Maybe just because it's stupid. It was fun in the beginning, but now I see it as a challenge, so I won't stop until it's done.
And then, I did it, using 3 knots. I first found the perfect flight direction, then used a rock and a map marker to lock the position, and finally I used 2 more knots to give the log insane speed. Final result, a new record, incredible 3554 km/h. That's almost 3 times the speed of sound. For a better visual, here is what would happen if this log hit a car at that speed. But enough of that. Let's move on to the next challenge. Now let me introduce you to the fastest car in BeamNG.drive. Looking at it, I think it's safe to say that this thing is very fast. But we already had too much speed, so before we move on to the fastest car, let's take a little detour with the slowest one. This car has the slowest 0 to 60 acceleration ever, probably in the history of mankind. It's carrying some extra weight in the trunk, but we will get rid of that real quick. Just like the previous one, this car is a part of all game's massive config pack, which you can check out in the description. As you can see, this beast is eager to hit the road, so let's pick the perfect soundtrack for it and let it go. I think this one fits just right. Feel free to grab a snack, because this might take a while. Of course, when I said 0 to 60, I meant km/h. And this car, it took 45 seconds to reach the speed. Impressive, right? Alright, now it's finally time for the fastest car. Give me a second to get back. And with this one you have to be very careful on the throttle, or you will end up in a completely uncontrollable skid. So I will gradually accelerate and show you the moment it reaches its top speed. And here it is. 685 km/h, or 420 mph. After that the engine overheats and completely gives up. But hey, also you can use this car to draw perfect circles. And that's all for now. I really hope that you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to leave a like, it helps a lot and shows me that you want more content like this. So see you soon, and these were the ultimate speed records in BeamNG.drive.